Hi, this is Bob from my Sports Card Hoard, formerly Super 25 Sports Cards. After a long break, a new collector with a new plan and a new channel. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you checking out our channel and our first video. And I'm bringing my grandson on because I thought that was the best way to introduce myself back into the community and to the new parts of the community that weren't around and made 20 or so videos opening boxes with just my hands on the screen. So I'm going to bring Ash on and just chop it up a little bit and talk about what we're up to. And hopefully you'll find it interesting and join us for our journey down the road as we start to build our sports card collection together.
Hello.
Hey, Ash. How you doing, bud?
Good.
So we're introducing ourselves to the community, and I think it's best for us to kind of start with, why don't you tell everybody what you collect?
Hi, I'm Ashton. I am a small sports card collector. I collect Pokemon too. I collect Pokemon, like baseball, like any sport.
Any sport. What's your favorite sport to collect?
Any sport.
Any sport?
Probably baseball.
Yeah.
It's probably baseball because it's like the most cards that I have in my PC.
Okay. All right. And who? So, like, what baseball players do you like the most?
The people that I like most collecting is probably like Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, like all the new players that are good.
Wow. They're all really good. Right? What's your favorite card that you have?
Probably my Shohei Ohtani rookie card.
Nice. Okay.
I know you collect, but why don't you share your collection and why you collect them?
Okay. So I collect mainly baseball with some football, and I collect all the players that I feel were the best players that played in each era of baseball, meaning each, let's say, 8 to 10 years of baseball, right? It's like the best players of each era, trying to tell a story of baseball. But that's my main focus, is baseball cards. And my main focus, as you know, is vintage baseball cards right now.
Yep.
I think that, those old players that played before I got even a chance to watch baseball, that kind of laid the foundation of what it is to be a great baseball player, right? So those guys kind of showed the way for guys nowadays, like what great baseball is, right? And that to me is what built the passion for baseball that came through my family, that now is passed on to me, and hopefully at some point I'll pass on to you. We'll see, right? But that's kind of where I choose now to collect, for sure.
You said you just came back to collecting. Tell us why.
Oh, I got you. I came back into collecting, really, honestly, mainly because of you. I mean, when you got interested in it, it started to remind me of when I was 10 years old, like you are now, and my dad teaching me about sports cards, taking me to sports card stores, taking me to sports card shows, and building. It wasn't so much the sports cards for me. It was more time I got to spend with my dad that I didn't get to spend any other way, right? He was always working and stuff. We didn't have like the money that, maybe that guy has nowadays, right? So it was more for me about the time I got to spend with my dad. And I think now it's a lot about the time I get to spend with you and the opportunity that we have to have something that's me and you. I think that's why I got back in this last time. Why do you collect? Tell me why you got back in. That was a great question, by the way, for you. That was a really good question. Tell me why you collect, though.
That's a tricky question, but if I had to say something, I'd probably say I got back into collecting because of you.
Me? You make me blush.
Yeah, you.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. That's really nice.
What's your first card you remember getting?
Boy, another really good question. First card I remember getting when I was 10 years old. My dad and I didn't know when we did it, but we were at a show in Mount Laurel, and my dad and I bought a 1955 Hank Aaron, which is Hank Aaron's second year. And that was probably the first card I remember getting that I would say was like my collection, right? Like that was the first card that I ever got. It might not be it's not the most impactful card that my dad ever got me. That would definitely be when I was 12 years old for my birthday. He gave me a Nolan Ryan rookie card, which was really cool. But the first card I remember picking up was that 1955 Hank Aaron. And I still have it today. I actually graded it with PSA. I graded a 4, and I love it. And it's one of my favorite cards because of when I got it and how I got it. Do you remember the first card you got? I guess you probably 7 or 8. What was the first card that you remember getting?
Well, I was 7, and you gave me a whole box of like a bunch of random Pokemon cards, and you also gave me 3 Charizards with it. So like those were the first 3 cards I remember getting when I was like 7.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Charizards. He's the Mickey Mantle of Pokemon, right? Charizards.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. Pretty cool.
hmm
Why did you want to start a YouTube channel so bad?
Well, I wanted to start a YouTube channel because I wanted to become famous and like show our collection of like what we've like collected over the years.
We're definitely going to be famous. I mean, this is going to be a monster channel. I think we're going to be famous. That's awesome.
You finally gave in. Why?
Good question again. Why? Mainly because you asked so many times I couldn't say no anymore. But also because not so much want to be famous, but I want to document what we're doing and how we're doing it. So later in life, I can watch it. And maybe even after that guy's not here anymore, because remember, nobody gets out of here alive. You can go back and watch what we did. I wish so much that I had video of collecting with my dad, right? So I guess that was one of the reasons. And the other reason is I love our cards and I love our collection. And I want to show cards to everyone that I love, right? And tell them that I love them.
Wait, you said love. We just counted your love cards. 243.
Yeah, different type of love, not him. That's the quarterback from the Packers. And you pretty much just outed me, so now we got to explain that. But yes, Jordan Love. I mean cards that mean a lot to me. And Jordan Love, yes, one of the issues, right? One of the things that we've talked about is building a collection that you love. And one of my biggest regrets is when I came back into the hobby in 2016, I came back like a 10-year-old with money, right? Imagine if you had a full-time job and all kinds of money, you could buy all the packs and boxes that you want to break of Pokemon. Holy crap, your whole house would be Pokemon. Well, that's what my house was.
Yeah.
Not Pokemon. It was Topps and Bowman, but it was full of packs and cards. And I ended up with 243 Jordan Love cards. You want to know something, Ash, that's really, really scary when you take a look at that? I've never seen Jordan Love play a football game. I'm not a Jordan Love fan. I'm not a Packers fan. I've never seen him play quarterback, and I have 243 cards. And that speaks to the mistakes that I made that I want to teach you not to make. Because you should have cards in your PC that tell a story of what you love and things that bring you joy. And I was telling a story of whatever came out of the packs that everyone else loved. And that was worth money. And that's not collecting, right? That's not what it is to collect. And we collect. So one of the things that we're going to do on this channel is take those 243 Jordan Love cards and try to turn them into, I don't know, pick a guy. Who's one of that guy's guys that you know off the top of your head?
Willie Mays.
There you go, Willie Mays. I want my 243 Jordan Love cards to turn into 2 Willie Mays cards that I really love, that I want to have in my collection, that represent Willie Mays and all he meant to baseball and all he meant to, that guy, and reminds that guy of sitting at Thanksgiving dinner with that guy's dad and his uncles and arguing over Willie Mays being better than Mickey Mantle, right? Like, that's what I grew up in. So, that's what identifies with me and what should be my collection. But the Jordan Love thing is an example of what we need to fix in our collection, right? We want it to be different than the last time that guy was doing, right? But again, very good question. So let's limit it to one last question. Why don't you give me one last question that you think?
All right. So my last question is: do you have any advice for a new young collector like me?
The best advice I could give a young collector, and it was given to me by my father back when I started collecting. And a big problem in collecting for young people and old people, it's not just young guys, it's everybody, is everybody turns it into a competition. And it's important to realize that if you're collecting the right way and getting pieces that represent you and bring you joy, there's nobody in this world that has a better collection than you, for you. People evaluate their collections too much on the value of their collection and the quantity of their collection, rather than what the collection represents and that it is you, right? And that there is no who has the best collection. You should always have the best collection for you. So it's not about measuring the size of your ding dong. We've talked about that. It's about adding the next card that brings you joy, that continues your story, and makes your collection that much more a representation of you and who you are. Does that make sense, or is that a little too old for you? Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
I think that's my best advice for a new collector. Is there anything else that you want to ask me before we let it go? I think we got about a minute left. Or are you good? Are we signing off?
I have one more question.
What do you got?
If like for a small collector like me, if they had a limited amount of money, what advice would you give them? Like if they only had $100 to spend, what advice would you give them?
I would give you the advice that quality is better than quantity, and that you should try to find a card that will bring you the most joy of a player that you love, that'll cost you under $100. And if that means that you end up being able to buy 2 because you found 2 that were $50, that's fine. But to me, it's about finding the nicest card, not going and buying 12 packs of cards and whatever you get is what you get, and not going and buying 5 or 6 cards that you kind of like. Go find a card that every time you pull it out of your box or every time you look at your display, you're going to see a card that you love that'll bring you joy and bring you a smile that day. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Good question again. You did a good job. And I got to tell you, there's nobody I would have rather have done our first episode with than just chopping it up with you, dude. You're my man. So
thank you.
Let's thank everybody for watching, and we'll be having some more videos soon. I hope you guys will follow us and follow our journey. Anything from you, Ash?
No, I'm pretty good. That's it.
How about goodbye?
Just please. I will see you in the next episode, and peace.
Thanks, buddy. See you soon.